Hi guys, welcome again. Yesterday was an extra episode, so we were talking about a more realistic approach into lighting. Today we are going to go a bit more into it and analyze what exactly is a light source. Okay, so today's episode is called Volume in Lights. So just let me show you here. Lightwave has hold on a bit. The three light sources in Lightwave are all three light types are actually points. So they emit light rays are being emitted by a single point, but that's not what happens in reality. So we are going to be looking at some area lighting. Okay, say an area can be a quadrangle, say a light source. It can be lots of things, but we're going to go through how lighting can it can disperse a bit to show a more realistic scene. So anyway, let's see what we have here. I will be loading a scene with a very or somewhat familiar object you may know. So this is our radar from the Babylon 5 series. Okay. By the way, let me greet Amiga Ireland. Hi Yarla, I know it's you. So let me see if I have access to the chat. Hi guys. There. As you can see again, this is the distant light. So even it being a distant light, its shadows are sharp, so it affects the scene in parallel. In parallel, I mean, it emits parallel rays, but there is no realistic attributes such like a penumbra or some transitional way from light to shadow which could function as an attribute of distance, and I will show you exactly what I mean. Let's start with making an area light for this scene. So this is quite ugly shadowed scene. Okay, so let me put the there, have some more air for the and let's say I want to move the ground so that it will get some more shadow here. So now I have a focus to where I want to be. Great. Let me first change the angle of the light. Okay, so let me go to 45 there. Okay, so this is very it is very evident that this is a point light, no shadow fuzziness at all. So let's go to modular and make our area light, which will be, let's say I want to make a box on my top view, and I want to make a box, say like 5 meters perhaps, like 2 minus 3 plus 3. This is 6 by 6. This is a 6x6 rectangle, so I'm just creating it with enter and then space, releasing my tool, and then I want to subdivide it. So as we said earlier in our discussion about lights, the points are being accounted for as lights. So right now I have 4 points here. Which means I have 4 lights. Okay, let me multiply them. Now I have 9 lights going on with subdivision. Now I have 25 lights. Let's stay there. Okay, this is 25 lights instead of just one that we had earlier. So we will try to smooth out our shadows. Okay, so just let me center that. Yep, and let's save that and say, okay, 25 light rectangle. There, I want it with my polygons. Now I'm killing the polygons because I don't need them. Okay, and followed by calling up our light swarm macro. So now the light swarm macro is asking me, where do you want me to put the scene I will be creating? And I'm telling it I want it in the webcast episode 17 scenes. Okay, and it will be called 25 light area lamp. Oh no, let's say light. 25 light area light. 25, wait. 25 point area light. And I want also to tell it that it is coming from the light swarm plugin. Okay, are you with me? Yeah. So this is, now it's asking me some more stuff. What will be each light called? Now the intensity, this is also what we were discussing yesterday. The light we had before is 100% intense. Okay, the intensity is full on. What I want now from that is to have my total intensity as 100%. So I have to divide 100% divided by 25, which is 4. Is it 4? Yep. So my intensity, each light's intensity will be 4%. Okay. I don't want any fall off. Let me think. Do I want any fall? No, I don't want any fall off distance for now. And the color will be white. Lens flare will be no, just for the sake of that. Outer glow light, no, nothing. And I think we're all set. Great. So my scene is saved, and now I'm going back to layout. Okay, and under objects tab, I am loading from scene. The scene I just created with my light swarm macro. Episode 17 scenes, and this is the one. Light swarm 25 point area light. Load lights from scene as well as objects, of course. Can't find null object. Yeah. Then I have to hold on a minute, and I will be making some copy because the plugin is dumb. Webcast 16. I think I have a null object here. Yes. There, and going to 17. There. Scenes, no objects, and null object is being copied. Then I'm going back here, I'm refreshing, null object, and it's done. And now it's a correct time to rename the null object, because I wanted to be more comprehensive. So area light parent. Okay, area light parent. Great. So what am I seeing here? Show all lights will show everything I have here. So hold on a minute. Let me see how that looks. By the way, now that I have more lights, now that I have an amount of lights in my scene, I don't need the primary one, the one that Lightwave comes along with, so I'm clearing it. I don't need that anymore. So what have we created here? So let's see. There, this is my area light. Okay, this is my area light. All lights positions on a grid. So let's do something with it. Since these are points, we want actually, yeah, the direction doesn't matter, but the position does. So I will take their null object, the area light parent, and move it high up. Ooh, let's say at 100 meters. No, actually 50 meters. Numeric 50 meters, and I'm creating a motion key on 0, and then see from up above where it points. Yeah, it is pointing on the center. Okay, so imagine this as a a group of fluorescent lights, a rectangle light source that yeah, at a close, let's say we're in a hangar and we have our radar here, and we'll see what that will do to our shadows. And as you can see, my shadows are much more, I mean, they are smooth right now. Okay, so as I've chosen the 25 points to be my lights, if it was 50, the resolution of the shadows here would be even more transition seamless, if I may say. And now you can see that the shadow has a penumbra. It has a transitional area where from the lighted surface is becoming a dark surface. Let's see now here. If I position my radar, let's make an animation actually. So first I'm going to be putting the radar here at 0, then the radar is going to be more down, first frame. Let me see what I'm doing. So first, no, wait a minute, there. First the radar is here, then the radar is here, then frame 2 the radar is here, and then at frame 3 my radar is all the way almost down, 3, right? Yes. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's see what how the distance affects the shadows without having to manipulate my lights. Okay, let me just save that, so that radar, yep, and see what is going on here. You guys have any questions so far? Any thoughts? So this is the there's a lot of transitional area here. So you see the penumbra is a lot thicker. The main shadow is less than before. Okay, so the only thing that affects this thing negatively is the resolution of the lights. So you can actually see the grid here, the grid of lights. See? So these thick penumbras, I mean, highly evident penumbras require a higher grid of a higher resolution of lights, if I may say so. So let's say 50 or 100 lights would be smooth and flawless. Anyway, let's go to next frame and see how the shadows get even sharper. And it also has a toll on the rendering time, of course. More lights, slower the scene rendering. So let's see how that became. Yes. Let me give a timestamp here. Timestamp, show timestamp. Yes, great. Yep. And by playing with different distances, you can see you can actually optimize a scene by getting the most by say, okay, I want this object, this will be the farthest from the surface it will be casting its shadow on. So I want this to be, as smooth as possible. So now, then you can determine the amount of lights you will be having. Okay, and it's very quite simple. Actually, I can I will show you in a while. Anyway, and you see that penumbra is becoming much more detailed, and it's still thick. Now let's see what will happen with the last frame. Yep, see, much more sharp, much more, and all this thing is much more realistic, which is more evident if you have things like skyscrapers or yeah, I think I have the space needle here. So let's see how the space needle fares in this thing. So let's load that. I have the space needle here. So this is, wait a minute, let me there I think, yes. So this is the space needle with, just let me, that's why. Anyway, yep. So here the shadows are very sharp. I can show you, no wait, undo, cancel. You can see much more closer that, there's no variation, no penumbra at all. So let's load our light scene. So load from scene, light swarm 25 point, area light. Load light from scene as well, of course. No worries for the null object, it's here. And then saving the object as area lights. Oh, sorry. 25 point area light. Now let's see. Wait a minute. I have the. Let me just go to a perspective view. I'm going on a perspective view. I see my camera here. I want to activate all my lights so that I will be able to view them on my layout scene screen. Show all lights, showing all lights, and I'll have to zoom in a bit more. And I am lowering the grid here, so there. And I have to unzoom a bit. Yeah, now you see the grid itself. So I'm taking its parent, which is this, and taking it all the way up. Say the sky needle is 184 meters. Let's take that 623 and take it to 0 frame. I want to also have a view from above. So this is how it looks. It is dead ahead, so it won't. No, the shadows won't be that much of a. It won't show much. But if I take my null object here, let's say there. Morning, Santi. You're late. Anyway, and as I was saying. Now you can have the area light and rotate it there. So let me see what that looks there. So we will be having somewhat of a scene like there, somewhat like that. Maybe it's too far away, but anyway, we'll see how that looks. And I'm creating the motion key and see what I've done. So now this is an area light of 25 points. By the way, I forgot to take care of the primary light. Clear this thing. I don't want that. And try again. And you can see that now my shadow is much more realistic. It's very sharp in the base in the base of the object, where the object meets the ground, and it goes on and it has very, very nice penumbra around it, and it's quite nice. So let's say I want to increase the resolution. Okay, I already have the 25 point scene, so let's see. This is my 25 point object. Okay, and let's see, Santi, if there was a trick rotating the light with motion blur. Perhaps. I remember you have to rotate a light that is like a spotlight, because point lights don't actually care about rotation. Distant, it depends on what you want to do, but I remember a guy making a tutorial about having the lights there and moving them like that, but you have to. I think it doesn't work in this version of Lightwave because it doesn't have fractional fractional frames. It has a whole, number frames. But I can try it sometime at home, and you can also try that. Anyway, back to our topic. We can reload the scene anew, so we will be having 50 lights. So let's see what these guys will do again. Light swarm, 25 point area light again. Load lights from scene. Can't find null object. Yes, I have it for you. And let's name that again, 25 point area light. Here again, 25 point area light. There. And what I also have to do here, I have to make that as a child to the first, so that it will follow its the motion of the first light, so that I won't have to worry about the other lights. But right now, what let me say first. Right now, I just increased the light intensity by 100%, by 200%, 100% the same. So let me make a render without moving anything, so that to show you that everything is much more, lighted. Yeah, so it's the same effect, even if I have increased by a factor of 2 the light count. You can see it's not that much of a smooth result. So what do I have to do? I have to mix them a bit. So I will, what I'll be doing, I am selecting the second null object, and let's do a rotate by, no, not this one, sorry. Let's see here. No. It will be the heading. Now wait, I have to see the lights. Show all lights. There. Now I have to, whoop. Let's go to 45 degrees numeric, 45 degrees. There. Okay. Again. Anyway. And what else? Yes. Let's try again. See what happened. So the thing is, I start with a small light count, and then if I need a higher resolution of the shadows I want to have in my scene, then I can reload the my light swarm scene. Okay, so this looks much more smooth. Let's see the render output, see what's going on there. Yep, and I will also be, let me see. I think I have zoomed in the upper disk of the object to see what how smooth the shadows are. Anyway, it takes quite a long time, the more lights, the more the rendering time. So that's why you do this technique when the rest of your scene is done. When you've done the rest of your scene, just for a final, more realistic touch. This is the last thing you will be doing in your scene. You know, you will be having, you will have done all the test renders. You will have done all the, you know, texturing, animating, and all these things. So we see that. So let's try dispersing let's try what I can do now. It's this thing is very powerful because I can say I can resize everything. This just looks like a snowflake anyway, by the way. I can resize only the second one since this is the child, and then, you know, have a more you know, have a better area. I can stretch things. No, everything is like an object. You know, you can do lots of stuff with having a null object governing the lights. You can, of course, you can move them. You can there, say, you know. But let's go now and size them there. Do something like that. Hold on, there. Or maybe do this to both. There. What this will do, it will create an even more fuzzy shadow. There. Okay. Let me do that. Let me do a limited region so that I won't have to wait too much. There. And of course, we haven't even applied anti-alias. Anti-alias. So this is the Space Needle's shadow. So now, as we said, each light source has a volume. Okay, so the sun has a volume, and the farther away an object is from its shadow, the more fuzzy it gets, because some rays of the light source create the penumbra effect, as we said. So what I would like to show you now, there we can use even distant lights to our advantage. Let me see if we have the time actually. What's the time now? Yes, we have 20 minutes in our to our use. So let me save that and go back to modeler and show you another interesting thing. So this is our 25 point object, and we are going to using that, creating a light swarm, one more light swarm, and 3D webcast. Exactly, Santi. Exactly. And let's save that here. And light swarm 25 point area light, and I will be distant light. So light swarm 25 points, distant light this time. Okay, so I'll making distant light. Light swarm light, it will be called. Intensity will be again, it's 4. Let's put it let's put 5%. Okay, nothing. Color, nothing. Lens flare 0. Lens flare 0. Shadow casting, of course. And yes, so okay. So here's where this thing becomes interesting. First, I'm gonna be deleting these two null objects, and when I'm deleting that, since it has parent, it has child object, it will ask me clear descendants of current object also. Yes, of course. So now all lights are deleted, and Lightwave just left one light to be the scene's light, because without light you see nothing. So it doesn't have any meaning to render anything. Anyway, load from scene, distant light, the one scene we just saved. Load lights from scene, yes. Can't find null object, no worries, okay. And let's say distant lights, distant light. Okay, so let's see what we just created. There. Shit. That's soon. Perspective. Center. I'm centering them. Let me just take them from there. There. So I have there. So I have 25 distant lights. What can I do with them? Okay, so let's see what we can do with them. First, we are saving the scene, lighting, the spacing, the space needle distance there. And I see the null object in the mid one. Hi. Yes, we can also, of course, do a disco party. I will be creating a disco ball for the next episode. And let me just add another null object and call it, and you may start to understand what I'm trying to do. Call it distant. No. Call it light target. Okay. Now I'm having a light target. Quite close, actually. And the light target is going to be, let's, wait a minute. First of all, let's take the first we delete this thing here, because we don't want that. It's from the previous scene. So there. So light one, it will be targeting the light target. Okay, so this will be, and now we either do that by hand, or we use a text editor because it's faster. And if you have, like, say 100 lights, I wouldn't imagine to have my worst enemy to to do this thing, to have him do this thing anyway. So just let me do some. Let me save. I've targeted some of the lights. I will be saving, then bring to front. Then I will go to direct opus and see what is going on with the scene. So this is my scene. I will be editing this scene. Now I have the scene as a text file, and what I will be wanting to do is finding the line where it says target object. See, target object 4, and I will be copying that. Copy, and let me see now what. Yes, I have to do some, kind of monkey business now. So first you have to find the parent object 3, and then on the next line you do the parent object 3 and this. Oops, what happened? Yes, this, and target object 4. Because you can't, I don't know if you can insert an enter, but if just let me put a space, maybe Lightwave will fix it. So find next. No, nothing. Anyway, strange, because we have parent object 3. There. Find next. Maybe didn't like the space. No? Maybe I am writing it incorrectly. Parent object 3. Let's see now. Find and replace. Parent object 3. Yeah, of course. Space. There. So find next. Right now I have this. Yeah, old school indeed. So this has it too. Parent object 3. I don't know. Anyway, replace. And replace all. And for safety's sake, just save as distant version 2. Okay, and see how Lightwave reacts. Load scene. Haha, it worked. So you see all lights have started pointing towards the our target. So let's see what's going to happen now. Light target stays there. Actually, it could be parented on the light or the distant light. But anyway, let's start moving them by their null and see what will happen. Whoop. So we have some automation here going on. This is very, very nice. So every light is watching the target. So this is amazing. It's like inverse kinematics, first time I made the inverse kinematics. Wow, everything is moving just by moving a null object. Anyway, so let's put that to work. As we remember, or if you don't remember, distant lights, they do not care about where they are, so they can be wherever they want. However, they do care about their angle. Okay, so let's say I want to have it here. So the target is going to have an impact because it is affecting the lights it is affecting the light's direction. Okay. So in order to create some realistic effect, so the target has to be long, very, very far. Okay, so let's put that very, very far away. And one other thing I remembered, you can even parent it to the distant light null and have it move however you move your parent null. So let's do that first. So you see all lights are pointing to towards their target. You can see the X position, the Y position here, minus 11 meters. Let's call that. Let's go to minus 20. So you have a point of reference to say, okay, on minus 20, I have this type of shadows. You know, I want it smoother, so you raise it a bit to minus 10, for example. So there, yes. And watch this now. I am going back to my parent. Sorry, my English is not that good today. Monday, you know, Monday evening after work. My parent null, and I'm just rotating it. So I'm rotating even the target, so that this gets unaffected. But since every light's angle is changing, so is the shadows. So let's see what we've done so far. Space needle distant, yeah, and F9. So you can see the grid. So yeah. Objects, light targets, and let's do minus 80. There. See how that looks. There, minus 80 starts, you know, becoming just quite some thing. So there are two things now that affect these shadow fuzziness. The first is the light target's distance and the spread of the lights themselves. So I can even have it. I can even change their angle by going to distant light and sizing them a bit. So let me do just this, or numerically there, and see what the result is. Anti-alias can improve a bit. Motion blur, you have to have some motion. I don't know. Anyway, things improved a bit, and then we go back to our light target and push it even further, minus 160 keyframe, and then again. There. So now we're starting to having our own, you know, sun shadows. And again, minus 260. There. And remember, this is a 180 meter building, so you know, closer object closer to the surface will be having even sharper shadow. Okay. Well, since this is a distant, these are not point lights, but they are distant lights. Their position does not have any effect on, you know, where they are or something. So this is an 100. This is a 180 meter long object actually. So I'm standing. So if you see the camera coordinates, I am at 268 meters above ground. So if I go down, let's say 1, 2, I am at 160, and I go, let's say I go near the no wait, there. Let's put, yeah. What's the thing? That thing there? Oh shit! I have some more lights there. Or no? Frame 3, frame 2, frame 3. What is this there? What's light target? But anyway, let's see. I have 25 lights. Yes, but I see here some. Maybe it's the light. Yeah. It's the lights of the scene. So yeah, no big deal. Yeah, that's where they are. Anyway, sometimes this can trick you because, you know, okay, now I am, you know, and you don't know where you are, but you know, they haven't moved a bit. Let me just hide them so that I will simplify that. Anyway, yes. And let me load an object. Let me load the radar and see how that fares. See how small the radar is, and it is like 5 meters in diameter or something. So I'll just take that, take the radar. Okay, let me do this and put it at a like 5 meters there, like a 5 meter height. Okay, so there, and I want my, no wait, 0. Delete that, and I want my camera to go very close to that. There, and I want on the background, in the background, form the shadows of the Space Needle to be visible. That will have a nice contrast of shadows, you know, and there and there. And I want the object again, the radar here. Come here, come to Papa. There, and see what the effect is, you know. So Space Needle distance version 2, maybe do that. Did I keyframe? Anyway, we'll see. Duh, I didn't keyframe the camera. Anyway, no wait, did I do that? Frame 3, yes. Wanted to be there. No, wait a minute, what is this? I have it on frame 0, so anyway. Yeah, I mean, you can fool anyone by, you know, having them think that it's a modern package or something. The only caveat is the rendering time. Right now, my computer is scrolling because I am broadcasting at the same time. But you know, even with this, with a somewhat faster. Oh no, wait a minute. Where is my shadow? Where's my shadow? That sounded like a Babylon 5 line. Let me go further back. I think the shadow will be there. Yes. There I am on an i5 on FSUAE, and this is a laptop, so it's literally burning here. So I'm touching the air coming out the fan, and it's burning. So I'm also having one of these desktop coolers, you know, that's blowing from you know, down upwards. So I am planning, you know, Mid1 helped me in sorting out some computer parts, because I have a tower here. So the next thing, I mean, I will be buying an X9, so just be patient. So this is this, you know, and you can see what's going on here. You can see what. So yeah, that is actually what I had to show you for today, and this can be a very nice tool if you use it, you know, finalizing your scene or anything. Yeah, let me do some anti-alias, some anti-alias, some static, you know, quite some low thing. And just for the sake of it, let me clone the radar and put a radar at a there. Put a radar here and somewhat here at 2 meters, 2.5 meters. So, and save the scene, and then do everything and see, render everything and see with anti-alias just the first just the first step, and see how it fares. So and say even 9 lights, even if you just stop at the first subdivision, even 9 lights can make a difference, you know, in comparison to the single distant light that you have ready from Lightwave. Yeah, again, it's a trade-off with rendering speed. And also, as you pointed out, Santi, if you have a fast scene with lots of you know, running around, you know, and the camera doesn't do any static, you know, any static scenes, you know, you can you know, you can get away with it. But if you have static scenes and you have like landscapes with buildings, and you know, this can help a lot in showing it more realistically. Two of five. Wait for it. Wait for it. You know, this is like old times, you know, when you were running a simulator, wanted to turn, you know, banking, and then going for a cup of coffee, and then you were returning, and the aircraft would be banking, you know, will go on. No, really, it wasn't like that. It was fun, okay, but it, you know, FPS was it used to lag, except from F29 Retaliator. You know, F29 was very smooth, even on the A500, I think. Oh yes, Ha! Yeah, I remember going on holiday and leaving my A1200 open on, and calling my mother after 5 days. Hey mom, is the Amiga working? Because I had left it on and ray tracing for days. Anyway, so we have the result here. You can see that it's it's much better. However, if you are by close inspection, you can see that the grid, the details should be a bit better. The more penumbra you have, the more you have to increase the resolution of the lights. Okay, and here we have a 2.5 meter distance, as opposed to 5 meter distance in shadows. So this is sharper. This starts becoming smoother. So that was it for today. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for coming. Do you have any questions so far? Okay, anyone else? Well, let's see how many are there. Well, hi guys, hi anyone. We have 810, the Frizzell, Commander Root. So yeah, think about rendering time, what your computer can do, and try out stuff. This is a last. This is one of the last techniques you will be doing to a scene, after everything is set. Yesterday we had another episode. We modeled and lighted a scene with a fluorescent lamp. A very nice episode. Maybe you would like to check it out. It will be coming available tomorrow, and this episode is going to be available later at the end of the week. Saving the scene and also saving all objects. Never forget that. Never forgive, never forget. Thank you guys. I mean, really, thank you. It is a great thing to do, spreading out all the knowledge and what the computer and the program can still do. You can of course, whoever wants, can support me at Patreon. You can subscribe at YouTube and get the episodes when they will be coming available there. You can email me with any questions. The patrons will be receiving, of course, immediate attention. You can subscribe at Twitch. You can also subscribe to the community, at the AmigaRaytracers.com, where you can find help, you can give help, and you can try and find others to participate in projects. If you have an idea, you go to the project sub forum and say, hey guys, I'm planning on doing that. I need, say, 1 or 2 persons to do that and this and that. Who is interested? So that we will be able to. We will start to creating content and showing people, what we still can do with our Amigas. Thank you guys. Anyway, that's it for today. Shout out to our patrons. Midwan, he's here. Yarla, he's also here. George Sokianos, also known as Volcaro, he's not here. Absence. John Marchant, GS, and last but not least, Anthony Jarvis. Thank you guys. Keep it up, keep it real, and see you next Monday, if not sooner. Bye bye.